What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another classic WoW video for Season of Discovery. Now today we're talking about Darkmoon Faire, and we're talking about how you can make gold in the Darkmoon Faire. I recently made a video which looked like this. If you have seen this one, it's the best gold making secret, and it talks about the greater Darkmoon prices that you can obtain from the Darkmoon Faire and the various items this one can contain. Now in this video I'll be building further upon that and doing a little bit of an opening to you guys. I've been spending some gold here, and I've been handing in enough feathers or enough of the plumes to get myself 29, or basically 29 greater Darkmoon prices, and this cost me about 200 gold to get 29 of these. So we're going to see if we can make profit by opening 29 greater Darkmoon prices, which once again cost me about 200 gold to buy right now and to hand in. Now to be fair, I handed in 490 plumes, so take that amount and multiply that by the gold value on your server, or like what they're selling for on the auction house, the vibrant plumes. For me they were about 40 silver. I bought them even cheaper, but right now they're about 40 silver each, so that's about 200 gold. It's a little bit more than 200 gold, but we're gonna round down to 200. I spent about 200 here to buy the items, hand them in, and I will say this, being on a PvP server right now and playing Alliance, the Darkmoon Faire on the EU is currently in the Mulligore. It took me way too long to be able to hand in these, like there was so many horde camping 24/7, so if you're on a PvP server like me and it is in the wrong place, like you're playing Alliance and you have to go to Mulligore, maybe try to do this like late at night, early in the morning or something like that. Doing it for me right now at 5 PM was a big mistake, and I had to make a raid group to like try to raid on the horde, and while we raided, we wiped the horde, then I handed in my quest. So for me it was absolutely horrible to get these, but that's beside the point. Let's talk about a little bit before I open them why you might want to look into this, and I've already talked about that in a previous video, but we're going to talk about it one more time and go a little bit deeper into the conversation. So going over to the Wowhead guide here, from the Wowhead guide for Darkmoon Faire, you can see, first of all, there's a couple of things you might want to note. That is the reputation cutoff. So number one, you have a reputation cutoff whenever you're handing in items. So even though you could hand in something different and something else than just the vibrant plumes, do consider there's going to be a cutoff for all of the different tiers. So for example, reputation cutoff for tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 and tier 4. Now that being said, this cutoff looks like it might not be correct, because this is the tier that I've been handing in myself. I've been getting 12 plumes, 12 boxes for handing in plumes, and as you can see by scrolling down, right here, vibrant plumes are tier 4. The reputation cutoff for tier 4 should be at 2,500 out of 3,000 on neutral. Now, hiding this screen for a second, this is the character I just turned him in on, and at the moment we are honored with the Darkmoon Faire and 1,780 out of 12,000, and I've been able to hand in plumes all this time, and I'm still at this reputation, so I don't even know if the cutoff is correct or if it's working in SoD or what the actual cutoff is, but there should be a certain cutoff. Another thing to keep in mind is that in order to hand in the different quests and the different tiers, you have to be a different level. So for tier 4 it says level 30, but I do think that's a higher level in Season of Discovery to avoid people handing in too high of a tier. Like for example, tier 5 is level 40, but that level requirement I think is also higher this time around than it was in the past. This is something they made in phase 1 to kind of up the requirements a little bit. Either way, you're able to hand in the vibrant plumes, and 5 of the vibrant plumes gives you 12 tokens or tickets that you can then hand in for a greater Darkmoon prize. Now doing this quest right here, you can hand in 40 tickets for a greater Darkmoon prize, and that is what we're handing in today and what we're opening. So here is the greater Darkmoon prize, and this is what it can contain. The only thing is, not everything it can contain is listed here. As you can see, we have travelers backpacks, some pretty good recipes, and a bunch of greens. Now you can get a lot more items than the ones listed right here. For example, we have seen the undeath to water recipe, the water to undeath recipe, and we've seen the Greater Arcane Elixir recipe dropping from these. So you have a lot more items and recipes than the ones listed right here, which is why this item is so valuable right now, because the actual loot table is way bigger than listed on Wowhead. It's only that they have a very low drop chance. But for example, the recipe for the Greater Arcane Elixir is selling for 3,000 gold on my server. So if you spend, like I spent 200 gold, if we get that recipe today, that is a 15 times profit margin. Or I could alternatively open 150 boxes, or even more. I could open like 300 boxes and hope to get one of those recipes, and I would still break even on that recipe alone. Then we have other recipes like the Undeath to Water, Water to Undeath, also selling for hundreds of gold. We have Greater Nature Protection Potions. All of the high level recipes can drop from these boxes, or at least quite a few of them. So with that being said, that is why we're opening the boxes. That is what you have to do in order to open the boxes. That's basically all of the groundwork covered. So with that being said, let me get into the meat and bones of this video myself and open some boxes and see if we get lucky, if we break even, if we lose gold, if we make profit. It's all RNG, and whether or not you should hand in these prices or get the plumes and hand in boxes, it's very early to say, because we don't really have any math calculators on the average price or like the average kind of gold you make per box, because it's so RNG. But it's kind of like gambling in the game. You can get a recipe once again worth 3,000 gold, in which case I spent 200 gold to get 29 boxes, so they're about 7 gold per box, like 7 to 8 gold per box. So let's open the first one. The first one we got a random green from. It's a level 47 green off the Tiger and one-handed with 2.2 speed. Don't really think that's good by any means. The thing is, even if you get a green item, if it procs like a high level, like this one is level 50, could be decent on the auction house, 5 agility, 4 spirit, as you can see, 20 gold min buyout. But if I disenchant this one, I get 6.5 gold back, and the same thing goes for the axe right here as well, average disenchanting price of 6.5 gold. So with the box costing me 7 to 8 gold right now, I get a lot of gold back every single time by disenchanting the greens. And if you get lucky, you can get a green with some actual good stats, like imagine a level 49 to 50 green with shadow spell damage, fire spell damage, or even frost spell damage for those of you playing Winter's Chill out there. So here we go, we're opening even more boxes. This one, Templar Gauntlets. Not really that good, but for some reason 20 gold on the auction house. I'm probably just going to end up disenchanting all the greens, unless they proc with a good stat. So even though some of them do sell on the auction house, like unless they proc with a really good stat, I am not going to bother. But for example, this axe being 8 gold, but it's also 6.5 gold disenchant. So for now, it looks like I'm disenchanting pretty much everything that we've gotten so far. This one, male with agility, not that bad. We also got a journeyman's backpack, which is 9 gold on my server, and this green is 2 gold. So on a lot of the greens, we are breaking even, or at least only losing a little bit of gold every single time. That is a traveler's backpack right there as well, natty traveler's backpack, and a journeyman's backpack, not looking that bad. And we have our first recipe. I'll be real, I don't know if this is good or bad, but it's selling for 127 gold on the auction house. And once again, this is a armor smithing recipe, blacksmithing 300, white soul helm, plate 35 healing and spells, healing done by spells and effects, and it's a lot of gold on the auction house. It's a recipe that is not listed on the loot table for these boxes, but we still got them. So the recipes, like we're getting is lots of high level recipes. Another journeyman's backpack from another box right there, so we're putting all the valuables a little bit down. Plus 29 healing on these bracers. For some reason that is really expensive on the auction house, even though, I mean, healers get a lot of good gear anyway. And now we got Warmonger, a level 47 two-handed sword with 3 strength, currently selling for 55 gold on the auction house on that one as well. And we got a green, so we got a green, and the blue one was a bonus loot from that box. This one only gave us a star ruby, nothing really to write home about there, but yeah, it's a lot of valuable items. Some trash items for sure, some valuables. This one, level 46 with agility and strength. I'm actually gonna sell that one. And then we have Mooncloth Bag. Okay, dude, I am making gold today. Once again, I spent 200 gold on this. I spent 200 gold, and so far, only in recipes, I have more than doubled my gold. I like this gamble. I do like this gamble. Enchant Bracer, Superior Spirit. I think that is one of the worst enchanting recipes we can get, but it's once again one that I don't think was listed on the loot table for the boxes. Arcane spell damage, oof. The thing is, I really want to keep this one for my second boomkin. It's not expensive, don't get me wrong here. It's 3 gold on the auction house apparently, but it's off Arcane Wrath. And if I can't sell it for more, well, I'm gonna send it to my own personal boomkin. And it's another thing to keep in mind here, even though the vendor price or the auction house price is a little bit low on this one, it is worth noting that price is based on righteous helmets overall. So if I go to the auction house right now using TSM, we can do a righteous helmet. Yeah, exactly this one, so righteous helmet, but we also do it off Arcane Wrath. Off Arcane Wrath is 10 gold, so even though the stamina one, for example, is 3 gold, but all of the good stat ones, they're way more expensive. So always look for the price of something that has those specific stats, instead of just looking at the price and determining it not to be good, right? So off the monkey is always pretty good because that's agility and stamina, and off the tiger is also really good because it has both agility and strength. Keeping up with the boxes though, we have this one, Serpent Skin Shoulders, not really good. 2 items, any of them good? I mean, they're all selling for quite a bit on the auction house. I personally don't know why. They're shields, but they're 18 gold, and this one as well, 18 gold, but this one is level 52. I'm just gonna disenchant this one, because it has a 9.5 gold disenchant value. So on this one, we still made profit from the box. Literally, I get my gold back, and make profit only by disenchanting this one shield. Then we have Siege Bow of the Falcon, not really anything to write home about right there. We have Righteous Armor of the Monkey, once again of the Monkey is really good on the most armors you're getting. Ebon Hold Girdle. Oh, no, come on, every time I see a recipe, dude, it would be so nice if I got one of the really good ones. Okay, so there we go. Once again, we spent 200 gold, and these are the items we achieved, or we got. Plan's Mithril Spurs, we got some of the monkey items right here, the Flector of Blocking, Arcane Wrath, we got Superior Spirit, Mooncloth Bag, 300 gold on my auction house by the way, with a region market value average of 456. So this one is pretty massive, pretty juicy, and to be fair, I might actually just learn this one myself and make profit by selling the bags. Either way, we have this one, we have the Arctic Pendant of the Tiger. Now once again, I want to check the price on this one, specifically off the Tiger. So this one of the tiger is currently 26 gold, because that's both agility and strength. So even though, once again, it says 7 gold, it's 25 gold right now, and there's only one of them, then the next price jump is 40 gold, or 38.99. So a lot of them are actually expensive. I also want to take a look at this Mooncleaver, but with the right stats, so off the tiger again, only 10 gold, so I'm just going to disenchant that one. This one of the monkey, don't really have any of the monkey on that one. It's level 46 though, only 14 agility, don't really think that's good. But once again, we did get the Mooncloth Bag recipe, which I'm just gonna make sure it's 329 gold right now on my auction house. Warmonger being 55 gold, Journeyman's Backpack being 8. White Soul Helm is literally not even on my auction house, but has a region market value average of 100 gold. 70 gold for Traveler's Backpack, and 1 more Journeyman's Backpack. So I am too tired and too lazy to do the math on how much gold I made, but once again we spent 200 gold, and I would say we at least made 500 gold from everything here. Once again, the Mooncloth Bag pattern by itself is pretty massive. This one is 300 of those golds, and then we have everything else as well. So I think this is a pretty good gamble to do. The thing is, you're hunting for those super items, like for example the Greater Arcane recipe, the Greater Arcane Elixir recipe, which let me take a look on my auction house and see if there's any of them on my auction house. The Greater Arcane Elixir. I could just put in recipe, but okay, there's none of them on the auction house. Even now, during Darkmoon Faire, there's none of them on the auction house, and the last one that I saw being sold was 4,000 gold. So you're hunting for items with a ridiculously high value, but while you're hunting for those, you're still getting consistent value back from all the other ones as well. Now, once again, whether or not you should do this gamble really depends on the prices of certain items. So once again, for example, I went for the Vibrant Plumes, and they're currently selling for 40 silver on my auction house, and I would say, based on my server's price and my auction house, 40 silver, I am currently making profit, and I'm making a lot of profit as well. So there we go, little bit of an opening today and a further deep dive into those boxes. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel for more classic WoW content, whether that is Season of Discovery, Cataclysm, or just regular WoW content overall. As always, I really do appreciate you for watching this video, thank you so much, and as always, I will see you again in the next video, very soon.